Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is Khalid Hafayed, and today I'm going to introduce you our paper. So I'm going to share with you my screen, and the paper is entitled, as you can see in the screen, AdRobot, a smart segmentation application for automated and personalized marketing campaign. So this work has been done by 4 students from ISPRI School of Engineering and Technology of Engineering in Tunisia. So we have Fahad Shargi, Yassin Hwas, Ahmed Karkni, and finally we have Muhib bin Rahoma. And the work has been supervised by myself, Khalid Hafayed, which I'm a professor at ISPRI. Now the outline of today's presentation. So first we have an introduction, context, the problematic, then the motivation, the proposed solution, proposed approach and the methodology, the results, conclusion, and finally the future perspective. So first, what is marketing automation? So marketing automation is the application of technologies to support marketers and marketing management in the achievement of their work-related objectives. So here, marketing automation is crucial in marketing since it allows to automatically perform and manage the sales and marketing tasks. So as we can see here from the graph, we see the rise of marketing technologies from 2012 to 2018. And as you can see, the growth of using technologies in the marketing is getting more and more important, which reached more than 7,000 new technologies used for marketing purposes in 2018. So now the context. So the context we are using this application is in social media advertising, especially on Facebook, where we have automated interaction between the customers in order to allow them to find their needs. So do customers like random ads? So the reality shows that most of the customers' interest in targeted online ads are related to 4 different results. So the first one, the most important one, most of the customers say that they would rather see ads directed toward their own interests, meaning that most of the ads that they find, which are random, do not necessarily reflect their interests. And 16.1%, which is the yellow part here, of customers say that they would rather see ads from random products and services. So some of them would like to see new ads or random ads. 27.6% would like to have both random and customized ads or personalized ads, and 15.8% are not sure. So as we can see here, 40.5% would like to see ads that are personalized and directed toward their own needs, which is mean that almost half of the customers prefer to have personalized ads. So now the problematic we are targeting. First, random ads do not usually meet customer needs. So customers seem more and more uninterested, especially when receiving random ads. So for this reason, most of the customers are not very interested in receiving ads that are not related to what they are looking for. And therefore, the best option would be to leading the customer according to his needs and wants. So here we need to lead the customer and not just provide random ads. Leading the customer meaning that we engage with the customer, we provide him with the pertinent information to him based on his preferences and interests in order to meet and satisfy their needs. So the motivation now, as customers often show little to no interest in random ads, we aim at automating the process of assigning the right promotion to the right customer according to its specific needs. And this is done by leading, as we said, by leading the customer. What does it mean leading the customer? So as we can see here, leading the conversation workflow through 3 different ways. The first one is with engagement, meaning that we engage with the customer in a conversational way. For instance, we can have a chatbot, we can have a conversation with him, and we can exactly see what he is looking for and understand his needs. We can also nurture the customer by supporting him and trying to give him, for example, more products that are he's really looking for, and so that we can really understand his needs. And we can also manage the sales and complete the transaction. So the proposed solution of today's presentation is what we call AdRobot, and we do it in two ways. So the first one, based on profiles. So when a customer subscribes or when he logins, he will be able to fill in a form using his basic information. So we want to make a fine-grained audience classification by segmenting profiles based on some constraints. Also, using the conversations, you'd like to be able to investigate conversational data collected along with the customer's intent using artificial intelligence heuristics. And this will apply to an example. So one of the examples we will be applied, our product or our solution will be applied to is a travel agency where a customer will enter basic information about himself and also what he wants or looking for example, the departure date, the arrival date, the time, the availability, and so on. So this example will be applied to the application of a travel agency. So the proposed approach, first, automatically gathering conversational constraints from the interaction with the customer using a chatbot. So here, in order to collect information from the customer, we will be using a conversation based on a chatbot. So the chatbot will be interacting automatically with the customer. For example, we can collect some information such as the age, the field of work, the marital status, the interests, and so on. Then performing fine-grained audience classification and segmenting the profiles based on some constraints. These constraints could be, for example, as we already mentioned, age, field of work, marital status, interests, but it depends actually on the application. Then understanding the customer's intent using artificial intelligence. What does it mean, intent here? It means what is the main objective or the goal of the customer when he writes some words. So we'd like to understand what he's really looking for. By using some artificial intelligence, we can understand the customer intent. Then matching the customer with the right promotional campaign. And finally, once we get scores of different campaigns that are matched with the customer's needs and wants, we choose the best two offers that are closest to what the client inquired about, and then will be suggested automatically to the customer. So now, which social media will we be using? So as we can see from the graph, we have different social medias, for example, Tumblr, TikTok, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. So as we can see here, in 2018 and 2019, the most important and used social media, which is the most popular, is Facebook. Facebook has been the most popular social media in the world. So that's why in this application, we will be using Facebook as the social media where our chatbot will be used. So now the methodology. First, engage with the customer via chatbot. Then nurture and guide the customer during the conversation. 3, filter and collect the relevant information. So we want to get rid of all the not used information, and we only keep the relevant information which could be used potentially by our system in order to find what the customer really is looking for. Number 4, match the right offer according to the customer's needs and wants. And finally, send the best offer to the customer. As we said, we will be sending the best 2 offers which will be having the best score to the customer. So here is the general process. So first, we begin by choosing an option and giving the option to choose to the customer by either filling a form or using a chatbot interaction. So in both cases, he will be giving some information about himself. Then we'll be collecting data from the chat fuel and Facebook page. We'll generate targets automatically, create customized advertisement, detect the intent of the customer. So when we keep engaging with him in the chatbot, we'll get more and more information in detecting what he's really looking for. Then we will be adding some offers in the database, and we will be using an algorithm in order to match the intents of the customer with the proposed offers. And then we will be using some heuristic in order to match them, and we get the best scores. And once we have the 2 best deals or the 2 best offers for the customer, we'll be sending them to the customer. So in order to do that, we'll be using what we call an intelligent chatbot service using artificial intelligence, which will have the role of providing a matching algorithm that relatively and accurately matches the user's needs with the offers. So the intelligent chatbot services have four main key components: channel configurator, dialog flow execution, customer components in dialog flow, and finally, artificial intelligence engine. So for the channel configurator, it's a cross-channel chat interface between the bots and humans. Dialog flow execution, it's a state machine that executes context-driven workflow with scoped variables. As we said, we'll be using some variables that are predefined based on the application parameters in order to be able to match the customer's needs with the proposed offers. Custom components in dialog flow, consuming backend API that satisfy human requests via the chatbot. So once we know once we interact with the customer, we will send the relevant information to the backend API in order to be able to manage and use this information. And finally, the AI agent engine, which is an active machine learning algorithm that identifies relationships and extract insights from unstructured data. So once the data is sent, it becomes unstructured, and we will be able to manipulate this information in order to get the best offer to the customer. So the intent detection and offer matching flowchart is as follows. So first, we express the needs to the chatbot. Then we send the information to the backend server. Then we send the expression from the backend server to dialog flow. Then we treat the expressions. We detect the intents and context. We send the response to backend server. We match the offer with the intent. And then finally, we send the best two offers to Facebook. So in order to perform the matching algorithm, we use what we call the Euclidean distance. So first, Euclidean distance is a mathematically algorithm, or let's say formula, that measures the distance between 2 points. We measure the distance between the characteristics of both the offer and those of the intents of the customers, where each I represents a characteristic we aim at comparing. Qi is the set of intents, and Pi is the set of offers. So we'll be comparing the set of intents from the customer with the set of offers that we have added in the backend. So some characteristics apply to the travel agency. For example, the departure place, the place the customer wishes to depart from, the arrival place, where the customers, which represent the customer's destination, departure date represents the period during which the customer wants to fly, the ticket type, which is one-way ticket or return ticket, and finally the price, which represents the maximum budget the customer provides. So the outcome here is interpreted as follows. So if the output of the formula is low, it means that the customer has a high chance of being very interested in the offer, and then the customer is consequently associated to the offer. Now, if the output of the formula is high, it means that the offer does not match the customer's needs, and the matching between the customer and the offer is discarded. So as we can see here from the results, from the chart in the right side, the scores are from 0 to 10. We use a histogram. 0 means that customers are not happy with the suggested offer, while 10 means that customers are very happy with the suggested offer. So as a result, we found that 24 out of 34 customers gave a score of 5 or above, meaning that 70% of the customers are satisfied with the proposed offers. As a conclusion, in this study, we focus on the Facebook social media, where we extract the information required from clients. The goal is to automatically and accurately match each customer with the campaign that suits most his needs and desires. As an example, we created an automated flight agent to help the customer receive the flight offer he wants. This agent helps extracting the intent of the client that is interacting with the application based on some predefined characteristics, and these characteristics are then sent to the backend server and will be compared to those of the offers we have in the database. And finally, the best two offers that are the closest to what the clients inquired about are suggested. So now and finally, at future perspectives, so we would like to add in the future the data collected from customer responses to posts made by the marketing agents. For example, we can add likes, dislikes, rating, comments, and we can interpret them, and I can add them and consider them in order to propose the best offers. We can make the intents and characteristics generic, which means that they can be applied to any company. We can add YouTube and Instagram as trending social media. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you very soon.